AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Brunson's rivaling AI.
No. In terms of scoring the basketball, no.
What's stopping Brunson from being AI? Is it possible to top AI's little man crown, pound for pound?
There's only. I'm not even going to give an exact. I'll give an exact number. There's probably only about 5 guys that have multiple scoring titles. He has 4. You probably can't find a lot of guys that have 4. He has 4.
He did this, Flea. He does this.
Like, he's led the league in scoring 4 separate times.
That's crazy.
like
Bubba,
MVP, right, OG? MVP
to the finals.
And we're talking about
40
we're talking
ball
about
in LA against Kobe and Shaq. The Bubba Chuck thing, AI. That's tough to say he's a better one-on-one or a better scorer. Like Flea said, if we have to go to the analytics and be literal, like I said, 4 scoring titles, an MVP, led that team to the finals, which they should have been swept, but he won a game, in LA against Kobe and Shaq. So, I think that's a whole nother dynamic. But, Brunson has an opportunity to put his name in that. If he gets the Knicks to the finals, some conference finals, like I said, it's going to be hard for him to average 30 with the team that's constructed now. But what he's done thus far, listen, man, when you talk about little guys, as far as just, Flea said, rolling the ball out and go get me a bucket. Listen, man, you gotta discuss his name. You have to discuss his name.
And that's the tricky part, Christian Castillo. Christian. Everybody's way more efficient than AI now. Like a lot of these numbers, AI had the hand check on him, and he was in both leagues where he didn't have the hand check on him. But I don't know if these guys, Kyrie and these guys, and even Brunson, whoever, all these guys, Luka, everybody, I don't know if you were as efficient with that era. I don't know about that, because you getting hand checked by Anthony Mason too, bro. Like, it's not just the guards. It's not just Derek Harper.
You get knocked down by Shaq, man. Come on.
How do you get back up from that?
Come on, man.
AI was an android.
These guys got a free highway to the basket. They know it's no Charles Oakley, it's no Karl Malone, it's no Kenyon Martin, it's no Shaq. It's nobody down there that's gonna put you on your you-know-what.
In your back pockets.
Yeah, and them guys back then prided themselves on defense. Like, them guys was upset if you got 30, 40 on them, let alone nowadays a guy give you 60, and these dudes will be smiling and bigging them up on social media. So, nah, man, what AI was able to do in that era, listen, man, that's sometimes some players is in the class of their own, man. So he might have to be in the category, like, to be spoken about in the realms of AI, you got to have 3-4 scoring titles, got to have an MVP, and you got to get to the finals before you even end that discussion.
every time somebody does something unique or special, especially our legends, like, I don't like how this era we try to tear them down and find ways to pick at and nitpick their careers, like all the way up until Michael Jordan. Like, all OG, not you OG, and definitely not you Fabian. But real quick, you old niggas out there that keep knocking the yesteryear players, the players that paved the way. Iverson was overrated. T-Mac wasn't shit. Like, I'm hearing a lot of the 90s wasn't this, it wasn't that. Like, you niggas have some respect, man. Have some respect, man.
Hey, Flea, dudes,
like, it's
really
getting... Yeah. Go ahead, OG.
Flea, no, I want you to respond. Flea, dudes really be trying to say Clyde Drexler was trash.
Like, he was garbage. Like, look at this. This is bad basket. Shut the hell up. It just takes away from you even, like, celebrating the game. Yeah, we could talk it. But, big shout out to this dude, and I hope he retires. But, Skip Bayless has given everybody a license to say whatever the hell they want to say and downplay and try to kill all our legends and the guys that paved the way for the basketball that we're looking at today. Like, shame on you niggas. I don't like that. It bothers me extremely that people have the nerve to try to jump out there and say guys from before were trash. Trash? Iverson was overrated. Get out of here.
You know what rule we talked about yesterday on the phone, Flea, me and AllBall? There was a 5-second rule in college. You can only go one-on-one for 5 seconds in college.
That is true.
So can you imagine? You talk about the three dribble move, 3-dribble shoot.
Okay.
That was that was a must. How many times you gonna dribble in 5 seconds?
Now I'm gonna make it. I always find a comment to make it personal with Mr. McCormick. How old are you?
Mr. McCormick.
So we can put this in perspective.
He graduated from St. Anthony's when Dan Hurley, the current coach of
that's what's up. Big shout out to him. That don't matter.
How old is he? He was his gym teacher there. And that had to be the 90s.
Okay, so what?
You know St. Anthony's is closed now.
So what?
Is crazy.
So what? Let's have a conversation.
What's the conversation?
No, I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions. I'll wait for him to respond. You start talking about this dude's resume, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you did, like, what? I don't talk to me about where he did. I asked him a question. How old are you? So we can have a conversation.
I was trying to break it down for you. If he was in the 90s with Dan Hurley as a gym coach, I'm thinking he's in his late 30s. That's all. I've been under Flea's gun for 2 days. I don't want no more parts of this, man.
Hey,
Mr. McCormick, you gonna catch this heat. Forgive me. Same excuses. AI was overrated and wouldn't be a top 5 guard today.
So what? So what?
Yeah, no.
What does that mean?
No.
What does that mean? That's what I mean. That's that hyperbole. That's that hyperbole. Say something shock value. Shut the hell up. Iverson would have been great today, yesterday, 30 years ago. Would have been fine.
But see, Mr. McCormick, big shout out to you, man. Appreciate the love being in the chat. It's all love over here. And this is real sports talk, so this is how we gonna give it up. We can't say AI's wouldn't be a top 5 guard today, but Dame Lillard, Kyrie, Brunson, Trae Young, those guys can be considered top 5 or maybe top 10, depending on who you like or who you don't like. It's no way in the world AI is not top 5 today, as far as guards. It's no way in the world. I'm not with the spacing, with the soft defense. And with the 3-ball really being a thing, it's no way in the world. It's no way in the world. I totally disagree with that. I'm sorry.
And that's what they lean on. That's what they lean on. That's Fabian does it too. Iverson was grossly inefficient. Go find me a guard in that era from that time that was extremely efficient, that took great shots, that shot close to 50%. Because all these guards do it today, right? And that's why we jump out of here with this efficiency word. We learned a new word this era, so now we got to lean on it. Okay, so now every guard in the league is efficient because they have freedom of movement. They can get to the free throw line. They don't get stopped from getting to their spots.
Can I ask a question? If you're not efficient, so meaning I know what efficient means. So y'all telling me if Iverson was here today playing in the league, and let's say he averaged, like he said, he would average 40. But let's say he did that shooting. What's inefficient to y'all? 40% now? Because I think guys are, like Fabian, you good at this. You say, what's a great percentage right now for a guard? Your opinion.
If you're scoring 40 points, you got to be shooting 45% minimum.
Right. So, all right, stay there. So I'm asking you.
Efficiency is not just field goal percentage, y'all.
Right, but hold on. But Flea, forget all that. Listen to what I'm saying. This is my point. Where I come from, I don't care if you took 40 shots and made 17. If you win the game and you put the team on your back. So my point is, y'all tell me if Iverson was here today playing basketball and he averaged 35 and he shot 40%, he wouldn't be one of the best guards in the NBA? Y'all opinion? Chat and Fabian?
I think I think with Iverson, I'm just what's our guy's name? That was not jumping the kid that played not the kid, the guy that played AI and he went down south and AI was like, man, fuck y'all New York niggas.
My family, JaVale the Giant.
JaVale the Giant.
One
When
of the
I
best
heard
guards
that,
I ever seen in New York. That's family. Big shout out Grant Projects, JaVale the Giant. That's a fact.
yo, Flea, this guy's our size. When I heard him tell that AI story, they were in some camp down south. They seen Allen Iverson, they heard of AI, whatever. And as soon as they stepped on the court, Allen Iverson said, man, fuck y'all New York nigga. I said, what? I loved it because who really does that in this era? See, Flea, sometimes you catch me while I'm molding some thoughts. Do you know that there's how you call it, actions or plays that are named after Allen Iverson? They have an Iverson cut.
The Iverson cut. Yeah, I'm aware.
Not you, but everybody in the chat. Paul Pierce has a weak side move that they named after him as well. You don't get these things for no reason. Allen Iverson's not just in the history books for his braids and his crossover. He's in the history books for being on the court. All them picks that you see set at the free throw line to set up the guards now, he started that. That's why I say he's more influential than Kobe, Steph, LeBron, all these guys, because he started this whole era. You move from the point guard to the two guard. They moved that little guy to the two guard.
It's trendy, man. It's trendy. That's all. That's why I get annoyed.
No, that's okay, Flea, but we have to be able to express ourselves too and go back and forth with them because we got to explain where we're coming from now. Allen Iverson was highly competitive. I don't care if he didn't practice. He didn't like to be embarrassed. That's what being competitive means. I'm not going to be embarrassed. You might give me 40. I'm going for 40. I don't think he's going to be shooting like he did before either, Mr. McCormick, because the thing that you're forgetting about is that just like Robert Paulson is breaking down in the comments, he started shooting more efficiently when they changed the rules. So what do you think they would do when there's no defense anymore? And you can't hand check me, and I can travel. I can do 3,000 Euro steps, and I'm Allen Iverson, the fastest guy in the league, and I got the longest arms in the league. You're not stopping Allen Iverson. You're not stopping him. He would have been insane in this era. If John Morant is insane, AI would have been insane. And he took the bruises and kept it going. And there's no big man to punish him when he gets to the basket. How will you stop Allen Iverson? I don't think we understand this.
Yeah, and Mr. McCormick, like I said, I love the engagement. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. He's the one on the floor putting in the productivity and putting the ball in the bucket. So I don't care who said play the 1 to 2 to. I don't care about none of that. My whole thing is I'm looking at guys his size and his height. Pause. You have guys like Trae Young. You have guys like John Morant. You have guys like Jalen Brunson. These guys are the top guards in the NBA. Kyrie Irving. The list can go on and on and on. You even got guys like Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell. I'm not, however you want to have them. It's nowhere in the world you're going to tell me today Allen Iverson is not a top 5 guard in the NBA, whether it's the 1 or the 2. He will be up there with Luke and SGA in them. Simple and plain. And I'm not an Iverson super fan.
Allen Iverson must have came to that the 90s, huh? St. Anthony's, huh? Allen Iverson must have came to that gym and shut it the hell down. He must hate Allen Iverson so much. 43, yeah, you must have seen Allen Iverson up close and personal. Yeah, this sounds personal. He must have came to that little box gym and gave y'all 50. Because
McCormick said he traveled all the time. Big shout out to Mr. McCormick.
Yeah, McCormick. Ball. I think it is important to give credit to Larry Brown for that because he did it at a time where it wasn't done. Period.
No, I understand.
Period. Now, but now it's in vogue. Now they changed the rules so that everybody can play like Iverson. That's my point. He did it when you weren't allowed to do it, and he still scored 30. Yeah, a lot of it was bad shots and everything. But what did you expect him to do? I wish he played, passed the ball more a little bit more, but he didn't. Who's gonna pass to?
Two bigs in the paint. They're trying to force you one way. You had to be very skilled to get in the paint and finish around the rim. He did that too. Like, we're not talking about this NBA where the entire floor is spread. and I get a free highway to the rim every time. No, we're not talking about that. And if Iverson was playing it today, not top 5, like now we just saying anything.
I'm gonna shut it down just like this, and I'm moving on. You cannot mistakenly get 4 scoring titles in an MVP. I'm gonna say that again. You know how some guys just trip and have a good season? You can't trip and have 4 seasons of scoring title and unanimously undisputed when you win that MVP. Nobody complains about it. Nobody can't say, well, hold up, so-and-so should have won. You can't mistakenly do that. So for me, that's where the conversation ends. Like, Fabian, you have a good point when you go, hold up. We pull up Steve Nash numbers. Shaq should have did this, or this person should have did this. And with AI, there's no gray area.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentarios.
Y suscribe.